Hello, everyone. Writer Fiction here. And I wasn't sure how I was gonna really do this. I did like two other videos to try to make it. I'm gonna just make it short and quick, maybe like 10 to 20 minutes long. I'm hoping close to 10. I should go starting right away. A couple of days ago, I saw two movies. One I saw in the theaters because I really wanted to see it because it looked really, really cool. I first saw it like a couple months ago, and the other one I saw on Netflix. Another one I really want to see because it looks really cool. They are In Your Dreams and Running Man. Now, Running Man is a story about a guy who's trying to provide for his wife and daughter who's sick, and they live in basically, they say, they live in the slums. But then when we get out of the slums, or at least he does, he can provide better for his family. His wife just wants to just basically get by and hope for the best. She does care about her child, but she's not like we're gonna get out of the slums kind of thing. She's more like, okay, the system's against us, you know. And then when we get out of the slums, it's by doing this thing called the Running Man. And she's like, no, people die on that show. Yeah, the Running Man is a competition show where the main character ends up joining not because he wants to. He actually wants to go on a different show, like a game show kind of thing. But they're all really horrible. Like one of them shows this guy forced to run on like a treadmill answering questions, and then if he faints at any moment, he loses all his money or something like that. It's like, think of Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy, only instead it's more like Wheel of Torture and your life's in jeopardy kind of thing. But Running Man, you basically have the whole entire group of people either ready out to this militaristic force called hunters, or people are trying to actually kill you because they want to get the money to do it. But you can also kill a hunter and get money as well, and you can do whatever you want during this whole 30 days. You survive 30 days, you win this big prize challenge thing. It has great actors like, you ever seen the movie Twisters, The Secret of Twister? There's a guy on there who's supposed to be like this, like this world famous, uh, tornado wrangler type person. He's all like, oh man, it's so cool, because, he plays the main character. Josh Brolin plays the main villain in the show, because, there's the main villain. And also, oh yeah, Michael Cera from Scott Pilgrim vs. the Road also plays a lot of good actors in it. And what I like about it too is that it's the social commentary. There is the use of machines to add up video footage of the main character and other characters around him. For instance, every day they have 10-minute videos of themselves talking. Well, one scene he brings up this heartfelt thing that basically an address to this big TV company that's basically running the One Man. But they flip and make it sound like he's really wicked and evil, and it kind of shows like, can you really trust your own eyes? Can you really trust what you're seeing on media? I think it's like a reference to like AI, because like there are videos of like famous people doing things they would never ever do. There probably is a video of Betty White jumping into like a volcano and then surfing on a rock as it erupts. And like, yeah, woohoo, And you find it's all AI generated. Somebody put on ChatGPT or something and did this whole thing. I don't know if there is a Betty White, but it probably is. Or something, or there probably will be. So it goes, hey ChatGPT, do a video of Betty White jumping into a volcano and surfing on a rock as it erupts. Some people probably do that. I'm pretty sure of it. I would put it past them. Let's see if they see this video. They go, oh wow, okay. But it shows you the dangers of it too, because you can do something. You show somebody do something like illegal, as a supposed video footage, and then you get in trouble, or at least make the trial system be worse than it is now, because like, what are you going to believe that? Like, you can't. I like how they show that. It also shows like classism, because you have people up in power basically doing this whole Running Man thing, which also leads into there's this guy named Bobby T, right? He's this host of the Running Man. He's like the face and the star, you know. Well, he knows what's going on, but he's told basically to make something up. So every single time like one that comes in, like we only see one, but you know he probably did the thing with the other character too. He would be like, "This person is a horrible, horrible person. He's not like you, good American citizens." And he basically makes it sound like a person, even if they are struggling to get by, he'll make it sound like that person is like a horrible person, while praising the audience for being such good American citizens. And it kind of shows like how like the media, or like, so especially those in like power, will try to make the rest of society, they go up against each other. They go, hey, you know, don't look at us with all our infinite, with all the large amounts of power and money that we can help you out. Look at your neighbor. Look at them. They're the problem, and they look at them, the neighbors, you know, because a lot of people have this thing like they look at somebody who's rich and powerful and think, oh, they're good. You know, they must have earned that right, earned the keep to get all this money and power. When they might have stolen that money or power, they might have cheated somebody out of that money and power. They might even actually got assistance from the government, but then as soon as they get into the large amount of money and power, they turn around and go, nope, none for you, no, because they know that they might have to share their wealth, which they don't like. You know, and it's really, really good. Plus the action sequences, the fight scenes. There's this guy who wears this mask. He's one of the hunters, and you don't get to see his face until like. Well, I'm not gonna tell you if you do see his face or not, you know, but but when you see him though, he's basically this masked character, and he's really terrifying, you know, because he's hiding. He's not really terrifying, but kind of like intimidating, I guess I should say, because he's hiding behind a mask, you know. Anyways, it's a good movie, great social commentary, and there's one more thing I'd say. In the beginning, when it shows the Running Man, some of the game shows, they show a person winning money called new dollars, and the new dollars have faces of Arnold Schwarzenegger in them. And I was like, hey, that's kind of cool, you know? But I didn't know why. Like, why would they show, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's face in them? And then, because watching that movie in the theater, of course, I heard some people talking at the end of the movie, and I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger, well, I later found out that Arnold Schwarzenegger played in the original Running Man. It was based on a book by Stephen King, who somebody made it into a movie in like the 80s, 90s, something like that. And then they had it made in a movie now. Again, you know. And in the original, Arnold Schwarzenegger played in the movie. And then I found out later on that Arnold Schwarzenegger was the original Running Man, the one who basically had to basically do this game show thing and hope for the best, you know? And oh yeah, it's a very good, very excellent movie. If you really want to watch it, you gotta watch The Running Man. It is excellent. Now, my next film that I'm going to talk about is In Your Dreams, which is about a brother and sister named Stevie and Elliot, respectively. Stevie, I want to say is like maybe somewhere between like maybe 13, 15, maybe. She could be as young as 12, I'm not sure. But young brother Elliot is like 8 to 10 years old, and they find out that their parents might be leaving. Well, Elliot comes across this book called The Sandman, where if you summon him, he will show up and well, it's supposed to basically make your dreams come true. And how it works is that they go into this dream world, and they have to go past this character called Nightmare, this entity that gives them nightmares, to basically to get to the Sandman and have the dream of having the perfect family come true. Now, what's really interesting with the movie is the use of like different dreams that they have. Like, there's a dream where like there's this whole city full of like breakfast kind of characters, and when it's like just like a dream, it's all like oh, here's a French toast kind of bread character, here's sunny side up egg character. Here's a hot dog or sausage kind of character, and all like happy and friendly, And then all of a sudden, when the nightmare comes in, it's all like moldy and old and kind of like gross, but not too gross because it's a kids film, And it works great. There's lots of like flying dreams, falling dreams. The one character they really show in the trailers, the previews, is Baloney Tony, a giraffe character who basically throws baloney at you when he first meets you, as kind of like to say, "Hey, have some baloney," which gotta be really like a nightmare for those who are vegetarian or vegan. Like like here's some baloney, And it's funny because the younger brother Elliot, he loves it. He's baloney Tony. While his older sister Stevie is disgusted by it. And it's this whole thing. There's also a thing where the character of baloney Tony can't get Stevie's name right instead of always calling her Joanne. Which funny in the trailer they show too. She goes Steve and he goes Joe and she goes V and he goes Ann. I think we're saying the same thing here. It's like, wow. But there's another character they don't want to show too much of, and that is Elliot's Bad, who basically in the dream world becomes not really anthropomorphized, I would say more cynomorphized or equimorphized, as it acts more like a dog or a horse. And it becomes their basically the riding companion to travel through the dream world. The one dream that was kind of like I actually thought was kind of funny, is because I've had those dreams too before. It's the naked dream. The dream like you're in like a mall or school or some other public place, maybe in the park, and you have no clothes on. And you're like, oh no, you try to hide. What's funny though is the fact that Elliot actually had it right in that sequence segment, because nobody in the dream world knows that you're naked. And like in movies, it's always like, oh no, that person's naked, ha ha ha, but nobody knows, I think it's because of the fact that you know what you look like with your clothes off, but you meet your friends, most of your family, and you don't really see it like naked, you're gonna see them with the clothes on, right? So like your brain can't process like if you look at Anthony Dream, it's gonna be like AI kind of thing, like weird nightmares thing, or like even look at the reflection, something really off about your hair, or your eyes, something. That's because your brain can't really process those things. Is really weird, And so I think that's why that's why AI had a hard time with hands and fingers for, and like eyes and stuff for. It's because it's it's kind of modeled after like the human and out of the brain. The brain kind of has really hard times in dream worlds figuring out what is what, And so like I think that's why like when you see people getting naked in a dream, your brain knows what you look like with nothing on, for the most part, But it doesn't really know anybody else. I mean, why would it? You see we're talking to like this if you buy, let's say you buy like I don't know, a video game from a game store, or toy for toy store, whatever, any type of store, and you don't know them at all. You just buy something from them, and also you dream about them, and you're naked. Your brain doesn't know what that person looks naked. If you see somebody, you bump into some ugly friend at work, and you never had like a toga party or whatever, you're not gonna know what it look like. And so it's interesting because like Elliot had the idea, but the other thing though is that yeah, they do have people recognize that she's naked in the dream world, even though it's like that never would happen. That's the only like that's the thing I talk about. But like all the others are really cool. Like there's also like the test dream. It's like, oh no, you're gonna fail the test because you didn't study, and it's like that's especially true with like a lot of people who basically go to school, and they have tests. Which you think would be every single person pretty much, like almost every single person, it's like a whole bunch of people, you know, um, yeah, yeah, it's a good movie. I love the heartfeltness of it, and I love the use of the dream world things, also the like nightmare sequences, which is funny. They showed show the news as like a nightmare sequence, but like I've had those, like I said before, I had like that naked dream, before, but I never felt like it was a nightmare sequence. It just felt like off. I don't know, yeah. But it's a good movie though. It's on Netflix, so if you wanna watch it, I recommend watching it. It's a good movie. Has a good little bit of like a twist at the end. I'm not sure if you could say that it's like the best twist ending of all time, but best twist of the time, but it's a good twist though. Now that's about it for the movies right now. Um, I do know that what am I thinking of? Hold on. Oh yeah, that I will be going back to doing more of my Cupid script, Project Cupid. I've been working on it, but I've been kind of getting stuck on it, so I'm hoping to get that done. Trying to get the next scene down, trying to get that all figured out and stuff like that. But once I do, you will get to see another Cupid story going on, just so you know. But I'm also going to do this thing called the Netflix method. I'm going to, the first thing I'm going to do actually after this video is make a video about the Netflix method, which is a method I have noticed mostly done by Netflix or any shows, like this one show, a movie that was actually done, besides movies, I should say, that was actually originally made in like Russia, which is probably in their theater systems, or their programs, but then was distributed worldwide. It was distributed under Netflix. And I found that this specific show and the In Your Dreams and a couple others have what I call as the Netflix method. And I want to show you guys my findings and we'll see if you guys go, oh, that's kind of cool. Or if you go, I don't know, Sorry about that. And that's about it for this. Okay, so it's 18 and 3/4 minutes or whatever. That's pretty cool. So yeah. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you will like this little review kind of video. I'm pretty sure somebody just made a review video of Running Man. Maybe one did one of In Your Dreams. Probably with the images. I don't know. I say do it this way instead for right now. I like doing this way. Anyway, so the last video I actually reviewed was Coco, and I talked about the song, the use of, like, Remember Me, and how I like that, and somebody else did the same thing, like, I found afterwards, like, no, but that's okay, though, somebody probably talks about the dream stuff, too, as well, though. Sorry, on the commenting on it, and, yeah, that's about it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you, and goodbye.